So daily monitoring. So normally as a basis consultant, either the freshers or some kind of experienced persons, every day in the three shifts, we may have to do the monitoring, either three shifts, daily ones, or so we have to do the monitoring of our production systems. So why we have to do the monitoring? Monitoring means system health checks. So why we have to do it? So before the business login, not all the time here. So before the business login, before your shift starts, we have to do the some kind of monitoring here. So why means, so normally during the business hours means UK afternoon hours, the users will log in, they will do the work in the systems. So if they detect the issues, they will raise a tickets, and that will be. So before that, if we perform one round of checking all the transaction codes, basis related transaction codes, if we detect the issues, then if we fix it out, we may not face any issue. Users will not face any slowness or any performance issues in the systems, especially for the production systems, we have to do the monitoring. Why? Because business users will log into only production systems. So our daily day starts with the monitoring of the SAP production systems. That is the one of the firstest question, right? So daily monitoring, transports, this kind of things. So daily monitoring means what we do here. So every organization, there is a some set of instruction sheet is available, or there is a monitoring checklist is available here. So like that, we have the monitoring checklist is available for every organization. Some organizations they may have, but there are the common transaction codes for the each and every organization. There is the common transaction code for the each and every organization here, right? Each and every organization, there are the some common transaction codes here. Here, what we do here, what type of tasks we have to perform, what is the transaction code, what we will check it out, right? So normally every organization, the first there are the some common transaction codes ST22, that's kind of like ABAP runtime errors, runtimes, ABAP runtime. So dumps we will check in the system, right? So every production system, we will log into our production system, we will go to the ST22, we will see are there any critical errors in our system, we will see it. So suppose as part of this one, so there is a repeated errors, it is a critical, repeated errors and critical. You can see below 100 is green, 100 to this is amber, then red means definitely we have to take the actions here. So but if it is a repeated errors, critical errors, definitely we need to take the action and we need to fix the issues here. Definitely we need to take the action and we need to fix the issues here. What is this error and why it is facing the issue, and so what is the which user it is causing the issue here. 000 client, there is a time adjustment is required, right? So there is a date, illegal local time and system date, and local time zone is not matching here. There is a repeated errors, and so only some kind of only few times it is coming here, not every day here. See here, yesterday we don't see this error. It's not the repeated errors here, so we can ignore it, right? It's not the critical errors here. So after that, SM21, we can go ahead and check it out here in SM21. In SM21, we can check it out what's happening in the systems here in SM21. Yes. So, sorry guys. So here in the last 24 hours, are there any critical errors in the system log? In the system log sometimes, so this operating system call errors, we can fix it out. We can find out here. So then apart from that, are there any other errors in the system we need to find out and we need to fix it out here? So suppose like you can see here, failure to finalize the connections, no shared libraries, any critical any critical system errors, we need to fix it out here. Any critical errors, no library found for the database SAP ID, what happened here? So you can see the clear details here, library under the what library and what executable files. So you can see the clear library in the systems here, clear library in the systems here. So unexpected errors here. So there are the operating system call error. This is the known issue, but we can ignore it. Apart from that, are there any other errors? We can check it out. Are there any other errors? We can check it out and we can fix it out as per this one here, right? So, and also same kind of here, SM21. So, right, ST22, then SM21. Then we can also check the, are there any old lock entries? Then SM37, any long running background jobs in the system or not? So SM13 and SM14. So all those things are SM50 to check the back, SM66, AL08. So all those transaction codes we can check in the systems here. All the transaction codes. Suppose if you go to the SM13, here we can see, are there any failed update records are there or not? We can check it out in the system here, any failed update records. Also we can check in the SM12 here. In the SM12 we can check the lock entries here, any old lock entries in the system or not. We can clearly and SM12 old lock entries here, we can check it out. Any old lock entries are exist in the system or not, we can check it out, which are dated, today's dated. So we can ignore it. We can ignore it, this lock entries here. So like that, are there any long running jobs in the system?
Hello.
So long running jobs will cause the, yes.
Sir, if the log entries are stuck, then can we directly delete or we
You have
need
to
to take
take the
permissions?
approval. Yeah, approval for everything. We have to take the approval from your team lead or manager. Then we have to, so we have to take
Oh,
action here.
okay, but in some cases the approval is not needed. Then how can we identify like user is
If
stuck
user
due
is,
to,
yeah, user is active, then we can ask them to close it. If user is not active, user is not logged in since last 2 days, or since user is not available, then
Hmm.
even though lock entry is active, then we can directly delete it here. If user is
But
logged in, then
but if he is doing the important work and after some means sometimes he got directly log off from the system, then how can we directly decide whether like we
he is
can
not.
delete or
If he is
or
not doing any work, here the user actions will be updated, right? So
hmm,
if he is not doing any work in the system, but user is still stay, then that time we can say, okay, it is the old lock entry, then we can delete it here. If a user is doing something, here we will come to know, right, what the user is doing. If we go to the
mhm.
AL08, we will see, we will come to know what user is doing here. So all the information we will see it, right? So, and also we can check, suppose like this user is doing something, then so what is the related work process is associated here? If this user is doing, there is a work process, right? So what is the work process? It is assigned here. So the respective work process we can check in the work process log. It says that so user is not there, something like something is not updated, something like that. We can directly delete it here. So depends upon the situation, we need to act it accordingly. So for this issue, we need to go for this particular solution like that. Here, there is no the particular solutions for this one. Only thing is, if user is not active, user is not doing anything, then we can delete it directly. But user is active, is doing something means, so we have to inform them, even though there is no, he is not responding, then we can, because of this user, we are facing the multiple issues means, we can take the approval, we can directly we can delete that user. Delete means the user session, we can delete it.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Sir, without killing a job, how to um, make it run, like prioritizing it? Say if already another job is running and suddenly we get a request for one particular job to be prioritized, and it should be completed on urgently. How to stop? Can we stop the current running job and assign work process for the new request? Is that possible?
If you based upon the priority, job priority here. So in SM37, some jobs are running, they have the less background jobs, less work process are there. Then, so the work process allocation will happen based upon the priority, based upon the job class here. So I want this job should be picked up, not by other jobs. Then in this case, just change the priority to, so A priority. So in this case, this job will be picked up. This job will be picked up based upon the priority. So if you cancel, if you cancel the existing jobs will be cancelled, that work process will be freed. So that will be free here. So based upon the priority, whatever the priorities are there here, so based upon the priority. So C priority means it is middle priority. If you choose the A priority means it's a very high priority. High priority means if this job will run fast. So you have the multiple jobs are there in the sequence. You have the multiple jobs are there in the sequence here. 1, 2, so 15 jobs are there in the sequence, but these all are the B and C priority jobs. You have the one priority job, A priority job is there, that is the 16th job. But you have only one BTC work process is there. This should pick up first. Then in this case, so this work process will be picked up first. That time system will decide based upon the priority. If you cancel the existing one be cancelled. Then in that existing one also, what is the high priority? That priorities based upon the priority. So it will be triggered. The job will be triggered. So priority,
Okay.
main everything is the based upon the priority only.
Okay, and a priority job which is supposed to get executed in like 10 minutes, it is taking more than 20 minutes, means what could be the scenarios which we can
We have to
uh,
check the log. We have to check the log. Every job is running the long time means, so maybe something is happens at the database level. If the job is running on the particular work process, we need to check the what is the work process which is coming here. But because if you go to the job details, here you will come to know what is the work process number for the job, and so what is the work process number for the job and everything. So if you go to that work process number, if you go to the work process number, we can check it out what is happening with this work process. If we go to the work process trace logs here, you will come to know all the information, what's happening with the my job. So what's happening with the my job, why this error, there is a error is trying to lead the libraries. There is a some DB, HDB libraries. This is the SQL server. It is reading the libraries and the HANA database libraries. It is loading here. It's unable to load the library. So there are some error like that. So you will get the some error messages. Based on that, we need to fix the issues. So it's trying to load the one of the DLL files. The DLL file is not there. So what is this DLL file? We need to check and we need to update the DLL file to fix the issues. Examples, this scenario. So sometimes what happened, the job will suddenly up to yesterday, it finished very quickly. But today onwards, it's running from longer time. It's not finishing. It is impacting the other system performance issues and other jobs as well. In that case, might be there are some changes are happened in the system. Why? Because every job will run on the one program. Every job will execute based upon the program only. Based upon the program only. Based upon the program, every job will execute the program. So what is the program it said? Is it program changed anything from since yesterday to today? If the program is not changed, nothing is happened, no transports also moved, nothing changed in this program, then so are there any issues with the database? So this job is running on the which work process? Then check the work process number 7 logs, then find out any issues. If no issues, if the job is not doing anything, so then there is some issues with the system database level. Check the database level, not doing, maybe it's nothing, no issues with the database level, application side, all the possible ways you checked it, nothing you found, but still job is active, nothing is doing, then so job got hung status. There is a connection got missed between the application job to database. So that's why it's not doing any updates. So then in that case, what we can do, we can cancel that job. Why? Because it's not doing anything. In that case, why it should be stay here? We can directly cancel that job. We can cancel it. We can cancel that job. We can cancel it in the systems here. That's we can do it here. So we have to check, are there any long running in the system or not? Nothing is there. Then we can so cancel that job here, right? So that kind of activities here. And SMLG, the logon SMLG also one of the transaction code, whatever the transaction codes here, right? So DB12 backup checking dumps, so SM51, ST04, SM66, ST02 tune summary buffers. If the hit ratio less than 70%, then we have to investigate the swaps, why the swaps are occurring and all those things here, right? Hit ratios ST02N, ST02 transaction code here. Here we need to check the hit ratio. If anything below 70, we can so below 90 we have to fix the issues. Why? So OTR buffer, this is fine, OTR buffer, this is fine, but here mainly we have to look at the program buffer, CA buffer, calendar buffer. These buffers are very important. This buffer should not be less for less percentage. If the less buff, so here we have the any swaps are coming or not. Here we need to check it out the swaps here, right? Flag anything here. So all the information here ST02, and so then all the transaction codes we have here, right? We need to check the all the CPU ST06 CPU utilizations here, then roll in area utilizations, memory utilizations, then hit ratio, the swaps information we need to track it here, all the information. So normally we do this kind of things here. Normally we do this kind of things here. We will copy each and every day results. We will copy it here. Then so we will paste into the in our screen, we will paste into the here we will in our screen, we will paste it here. So then so this is fine, it's not coming in the red model here. Swaps, any swaps are coming or not? Per day 10,000 swaps are allowed. If the more than 10,000, we need to investigate it here. So based upon the Excel formulas, that will be updated here, it's fine now. So then we need to check there any, so each application server we need to check the what is the hit ratio and all the information we need to check it out here. The swaps and all everything we need to check it out. Load last 24 hours we need to take the load here. If you go to the ST03 and transaction code, here we can check the load of the your last load. So we can take the dialog response time load, we can take it out here. Where is the dialog? Where is the dialog response?
Sir, how can we increase that space?
Which space?
That you said no, like it is not below the 90%. If it goes above,
There
then
is a each and everything. There are the parameters. If you go to here, suppose like if you see this space free KB is the very less here. So then, so each CA buffer, right? Each and everything there is a parameters here. If you go to the here, so every time you will get the CA buffer for only 4000 KB is configured. So if we want to increase, you need to change this parameter. You need to change this parameter to 4000 to 8,000. You need to change it, something like that. Whatever the value, we have to change it here. Then the swap will be changed every time. If each and every configuration there is a parameter in the RZ10, RZ11, we have to change those parameter values. Okay, so like that we have the so database level backups are happening or not. If you go to the DB12 backups, DB13 planning calendars, are there any ST03 and any traces are active in ST01, ST05, ST06? What is the CPU utilizations and memory utilizations? So all the things we can check it out in the systems here. All those things we can check in the systems here. No backups found less than last 40 days. We need to check the previous backup. Backup. So then backup failed. We need to trigger the backups here. Also, if you go to the ST06 here, in the ST06, we can find out the what is the CPU, what CPU's utilizations, network, any disk utilizations. Here, idle percentage 85. Then user percentage is the very less. So then system is 85% system is free most of the time. So here we can find out the previous hours, how it is the previous hours utilizations and everything here. If you see the 27th date, the idle percent is very fine. So it's like idle means free. It's a very free here. So today only the much we used here, but yesterday onwards, but remaining hours idle percentage is very less here. Means system is free actually. System is free. Only there might be issues with the jump server or something like that. System idle time is a 81 percentage number of CPUs here. So system is very free. See here how much how it is frequently navigating and all those things here. So it is free. All those things are free here. So CPU, memory, all the things are getting free here. So like that, we need to check it out here. Also, the all the possible transaction codes, and also we need to check the SMQ1. Are there any SMQ1? Are there any entries got stuck in the system or not? We need to check it out here. So yes, entries got stuck. What is the reason here? Then we need to inform to the respective functional team. We need to inform it here. Then SMQ2. So what is the status here? SMQ2 here, in SMQ2 also we need to check here. Also in SM58, any transactional RFCs failed. So we need to check all the transactional RFCs as well here, right? So we need to check the transactional RFCs also here. We need to check all those things here if any transactional RFCs. So any old update records or not, we need to check all those things. We have to cross check all the information. We need to cross check it out here. So we have the other systems. So we need to all the production, whatever the production systems we have. So we need to check the all the things we have to check it out. We need to check the all the information we need to check it out here, right? So then only we will come to know the issues. Based upon the issues, if you fix it out during the business hours, if users will not face that type of situations here, users will not face the similar errors in the systems here. Similar errors they will not face it out. So that's the thing of the. So here, see here a lot of transactional RFCs are failed here. Then we have to inform to the users. So why these transactions are failed in the system? So like that we need to check with them and we need to inform. That is what we have to do it here, right? So these all are the monitoring transaction codes here. So there is also a instruction checklist here. Last time we prepared for the some checklist here. So what you have to check in the ST22 clearly there is a. So we need to check it out. What are the thresholds in SM51? What you have to check. So then SM66 what you have to check here. So clearly they have. So we have failed jobs in SM37. Check the cancelled jobs or anything. So there is a clearly database performance. Go to the ST04. Check the buffer quality and everything here. ST06 you can check the any CPU utilizations, idle percentage, everything. If the idle is greater than 30%, then green. If the idle is less than 30%, then it's a amber. 20%, then CPU utilization 80% utilizing, then fine. Then we need to take the action. Memory management, ST02. So check the buffers and everything here. Check the buffers, buffer values and everything here. We need to find out here, right? So per day, the greater than 0 or 10,000 are fine. If more than 10,000, we need to take the actions. What and all the checks we have to check it out here. ST02, then ST03, so ST03 and here SMGW connection. If any check for any entries older than 2 days in SMGW, if any entries or if any entries are disconnected or any entries are disconnected entries here it will the information will be showed here. Any entries here we need to check the if any entries are disconnected or anything is fine here, then we need to take the respective action here. So all connections are okay. All are remote gateway. Is something wrong, then we have to fix the issues and all those things we have to fix it out here, right? So this kind of connectivity checks and everything we have here. We can check it out all the information in the instruction sheet here we have, right? So, and also SM59 RFC destinations checking here, destinations are working or not. So then all the information above and Java systems, everything we can find out this information here in the systems. Okay.
Hello.
So these are the daily monitoring checklist and instruction sheet here. Yes.
Sir, if the application server is inactive, then what action we need to take?
You have to collect the logs and you need to start this application server. Then once you start it, you have to collect the work directory logs and you need to check why application server is inactive, why application server is stopped status. Inactive means it will not show here like inactive in SM51. It will be disappeared in the SM51 here. So we need to check why application server is stopped status. Anyone
Sir,
stopped or yes, then
sir, could you please show me in Linux OS how to check that using that command get process list if the all servers are active or not?
all servers are active not, there is no command. Work process information, we can check it out whether the work process is active or not. Using the commands, we can check it out here. So there is
Because sir, I tried to log in with the putty, but I'm unable to log in. Don't know why. Because I use the host name as a SAP Linux one, and after that I use the password, our common password, but it not work for me.
so are you joining the HANA classes? No, right?
No, 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 no. I'm not joining that
Okay,
process.
if you join in the HANA classes, then you will come to know all the information. Why? Because the basic Linux classes, Linux commands we discussed how to check and all those things here in the
Okay, okay,
during the HANA. Why? Because the HANA administration purely on the Linux side here. So
okay,
here we discussed about the Linux command, how to check the process, how to check the all those memory and everything we discussed.
okay. Sir, what is the password for this? Our
I,
common
I will
password.
share the password in the group, or maybe it's a common, but once again I will share in the group. Here,
Okay,
what you
because
need to check ps-ef space grep-i. Suppose if it is the SAP, then just type the SAP. Then all the SAP related process will be displayed. Right? Based on that, okay, these services are up, then SAP fine. So suppose you want to pick the HANA, so just type the HDB something like that. Then HANA related all the process will be is up or not, it will show.
okay, 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 okay. Means in Linux system we need to log in as the root only, no, not
Any
using that.
user, any user you can log in, but currently in our practice server, you can directly, I'm allowing to log into the via root user, super user, you can log in with the root user also.
Okay, okay. And in which situation we need to log in through that SID ADM?
If any that respective, suppose if you want to stop the respective SAP system, we need to log into the SID ADM, we need to stop it. Suppose if you want to do something with the OS level activities for this SID, you need to use the respective SID ADM only, we need to log in. OS level user for SAP level, if any admin activities, you have to do it at operating system level, you need to use the SID ADM user.
Okay, okay, okay. Fine, fine, fine. Just so share the password in our group. So
Okay.
we'll try.
And we were about to show us the installation in Linux, right?
Right.
Yeah, that
So it's common, but only thing is the starting procedure is different. But the common procedure installation, this is the common also here. I will show you that one also.
few people are already working in SAP, and these sort of classes will help them. But being a beginner,
Yes.
we get confused. In the midway, this, I mean, if suddenly
Yeah. This
some,
type of questions will.
yeah, that's what.
Yeah. I understand. That's why. I'm trying to avoid it, but no, that's not a problem. Yeah. So these are the monitoring checklist here. Day starts with the daily monitoring of the all the production systems. We can log into the production system, whatever the transaction codes we have checked, right? So all the transaction codes, whatever till today, whatever we transaction code discussed, all the transaction code will be helpful to check the so this daily activities and everything here. So that will be very helpful. So why? Because tomorrow, once you join the organization, the first thing is you have to do the monitoring. Means system health checks, we have to perform it. While checking here, if something you abnormality is found, you need to take a record, then we have to inform or it's our side issue, then we need to fix the issue. Our side issue means, so there is a library issue, there is a illegal time, something local time zone or issue. So must be application server time zone issue, right? So must be our OST. Then you need to check with our SAP, sorry, our operating system team. So we are facing this issue. Could you please check the timelines here? In our SAP system, the timelines, if you go to the system status, it will show the what is the time zone in here, right? Here the time zone, what is the time zone here, it will show the information, right? So your system time is the 118. What is this time zone? And the time zone in the CET is the 22. It's a yesterday's one. Both are different here. System time zone is different, our time is different. Both are different things here, right? So here it's a different, that system time zone is different here, but our application time, our server time zone is like a, so it's kind of, so I think it's a US time zone. I think US time zone here. Both are clashing here. Both are clashing here. So that may be the reason here. So both the time zones are different things here. That's why it's giving the error. We can fix it out. If you fix it out, all these errors are gone, right? It won't generate these errors yet, right? Like that. Suppose like in the SM21, we see the some other errors in SM21, right? So suppose like here, so there is a unexpected, so there is a library issue. This library is not found. Then immediately we cannot install the library. What we have to do? We need to take the approval. Then we need to install the respective library in the kernel. In the kernel, we have to update the library. I will tell you how to update the kernel upgrades and everything. We have to perform it. Then these issues will be fixed, right? So like that, each and every error message. So all, if you Google it, you will get the something like, based on that we can fix the all the issues here. Sometimes if you, the system performance is very bad, if you go to the SMLG and log on groups, if you check it out here you will see the response time here, the response time, how fast the system is responding here, right? So 1553 milliseconds here. Total, how many users are logged in here? 10 users are logged in, right? Now 15 users, 14 users. If you click on the buttons, the users fluctuations will happen here. If you go to the AL08, what they are, the 14 users are doing in the system here, right? So all are some Ariba related user, IDA related users here. Some background jobs are running, some of the RFC users, some of the GI users, some of the STPS users. The multiple people, they will log in from multiple times here. Multiple people, they will log in from the multiple ways. They will log into the SAP systems and they will do the work here, right? So same system, I will also connect to the through same system, I will also connect to the here through SAP SAP GUI also I can connect it here. So multiple ways we can connect to the SAP systems here, right? So that is the one thing here. So this way we have to do the daily monitoring of the all the transaction codes and so everything here. So what you have to do? So request everybody, I will share this monitoring checklist. So please do it. Please perform the all the monitoring transaction codes and everything. We can perform it in the systems here. You can perform it in the systems. Okay. So that will be very helpful. That will be very helpful tomorrow when you join the organization. So it will be very easy to detect the very easy, and it will be very hands-on for you to fix the issues and everything in the systems here, right? That's what you have to do it in the systems here. Okay, daily monitoring transaction codes here. So you can perform it, these things. I will share the checklist so that